Now News Extra on KNEB and brought to you by Intralinks. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about no-till today. We've got Dallas Johannsen here and Dave Wolf from the North Platte NRD. The Panhandle No-Till Partnership 2016 conference coming up February 23rd and 24th over at the Gering Civic Center. That's Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Dave, we'll let you get started first. Tell us about no-till, what it is, the benefits of no-till.
No-till was developed, actually some of the founding principles were developed right here by Charlie Fenster, who unfortunately for the ag community just passed away. But basically it's keeping residue on the ground, keeping the ground covered, and doing the bare minimum of tillage. You drill right into the old crop residue, and that protects the soil not only from drying out through wind or through the sun, but also protects the microorganisms in there that work to help the plants grow. So you've got the good bugs killing the bad bugs. Less fertilizer is needed because you have the breakdown of the old organic material, and really provides a benefit to our farmers. Lots of research has been done to show that, not only in the academic realm, but also here just in the Panhandle in real life. We've got producers here that have been no-tilling for 20 plus years that swear by the benefits. So it's a very good way. It also reduces water use, which of course, if anybody's heard us at the NRD talk, that's what we like to hear. So and it also traps water, so we get snow. Instead of that snow blowing onto the road, it stays right there in the field and melts and percolates down into the soil moisture. So very, very good for agriculture.
All right. $100 for this no-till conference. It includes lunch, it's social. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good deal for 2 days, 23rd through the 24th. You also got sponsors there.
We've got quite a bit of sponsors, and they tend to come back every year, which we really appreciate. Of course, NRCS and the 3 NRDs in the Panhandle, Platte Valley Companies, Panhandle Co-op, the High Plains Journal, Points West, Ward Laboratories, Arrow Seed, Prairie Seed States, Farm Credit Services, 21st Century, Sandberg, New Alliance, Expander, and Shelbourne Reynolds. So we thank our sponsors for helping us put this on, and we encourage anybody that's interested to come on out.
All right. You can register right up until the day of the conference, and we'll give you more information on how to do that in just a minute. Let's take a break. We'll have Dallas in here to tell us about the speakers, some really good folks right after this.
Is your wireless computer network secure? With their years of professional service, you can trust Intralink's technical solutions to keep your small or medium business computer system up and running. Not having a secure wireless network can put your computers at risk. Call Intralinks at 632-6590 to have one of their highly experienced techs set up, troubleshoot, and secure your wireless network. For weekly tips and information, friend Intralinks on Facebook at intralinks.net/Facebook.
Back on News Extra, we have Dave Wolf and Dallas Johannsen here to tell us about the Panhandle No-Till Conference. This is the 9th one. It's coming up next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, over at the Gering Civic Center. Number of great speakers, and Dallas is here to tell us all about it, Dallas Johannsen. So I'll let you start right with it. Dr. Dwayne Beck, I guess, is the first person we need to mention, right?
Right. He's going to be kicking off both days. First thing in the morning at 9 o'clock there. And he's, of course, runs the research farm up at Dakota Lakes near Pierre, South Dakota. He's been at 4 or 5 of our conferences before and is a very popular speaker, so we try to bring him back along with some of the other more popular speakers. He was one that kind of kicked off the No-Till on the Plains, the big event down in Salina, Kansas. And so he was recognized for that at the last meeting that they had down there for his efforts on getting these kind of conferences together to share information among producers. Nila Martinek, she's a lady that's a descendant from the Germans of Russia, that came out of the Ukraine, and that when when that was all going on over there, and the men were being arrested, and the women and children headed for the U.S., and then the men joined them later when they got let out of prison over there. And so, but that latitude is about the same as we have here in the Dakotas and Nebraska. It's a very rich soil, and she's brokering the exchange of information between the Ukraine and the U.S. on things that they're doing, things that we're doing. There's more things that we're doing than they're doing. They're kind of learning from us more than we're learning from them. But it's interesting to hear her talk about that. Cody Creech and Carla Jenkins are going to speak after lunch about the livestock feed and what they're doing with some of the crops that we've been able to bring into through the no-till and the soil health. We're diversifying crop rotations, and that generates some market for livestock feed, either through grazing or the feed of the edible peas and those things. Dr. Ray Ward and Paul Yasser are going to be here again from very popular. Usually they're here about every other event we have. They're very good to talk to during the breaks, whether Paul's talking about the design of implements and how to set them up so that they work better in no-till situations, and then Dr. Ray Ward talking about the chemistry of the soils and nutrients, and just catch them, during the breaks and visit with them about some concerns or questions that you might have. And Don Day is back. He's been back the last 3 or 4 events we've had. We do an evaluation at the end of the meeting about what they think of the speakers, and he's always been one of the top draws, and he's close here and comes over, and it's always interesting to hear him talk about what happened last year and what might happen this next year based on what's going on out in the ocean currents.
All right. Well, you got some great lineups. Once again, it's $100 to register for this, and there's several ways to do it, right? You can call the NRD, or you can go to panhandlenotill.org, and you can register that way. So either online, or you can call the North Platte NRD and do it that way. And once again, you can do it right up until the day of the conference.
Actually, we will take walk-ins if they want to walk in. You may not get a meal if we've already got a head count, but we try to count the walk-ins and add them to it. And the Gering Civic Center, where we hold this event every year, is very good at having a little extra there in case we have some walk-ins. So unless they get overrun and run out, you can also get your meal.
All right, pretty cool, plus an evening social as well. Panhandle No-Till Conference. Probably take advantage of this here during the week next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Log on to panhandlenotill.org, or you can just call the North Platte NRD. We appreciate Dallas Johannsen and Dave Wolf stopping in. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the air, online, and streaming live on your mobile device. 960 KNEB, Scottsbluff, Gering, your trusted voice for news.